Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to 3 out of 4 weeks to deal. 3 out of 4 weeks to make a deal. 3 out of 4 weeks. Come on, man. Haley, go back to the room. Nothing, you're good, you're good. 3-4 weeks to make it, 3-4 weeks to a deal. Not if China has its way. We've been in a trade war with China. And I definitely am wondering, because you guys can go subscribe to my TikTok or follow my TikTok. You can subscribe. If you're from my TikTok, welcome over here. You can go over to my TikTok and you'll learn more about the 48 Laws of Power books and things like that. I like to talk about like psychology and things like that over there. Over here I talk about politics and all kinds of things like that. But anyways, I don't know what's going to happen with TikTok though, because it seems like we're not coming to any kind of deal with China anytime soon with anything. But who knows? As the month go on, we may make progress or some type of something, you know. But let's see what's going on with this. Well, 3 weeks to make a deal. Let's get it. Let's go.
Now to the murky U.S.-China tariff talks that are sending ripples through the global economy. President Donald Trump of the United States suddenly announced that talks with China are progressing well. He even mentioned that the negotiations could be concluded within 3 to 4 weeks, but China seems to have a different view. This is Kim Han-chun reporting from Beijing.
President Donald Trump's strategy toward China has been consistent since his inauguration. He keeps applying pressure, aiming to leave China off balance and push Chinese President Xi Jinping to the negotiating table. Even after raising tariffs on China to 145%, President Trump, who has been imposing various sanctions daily, suddenly stated today that he is talking with China and that a deal could be concluded soon.
I would say they have reached out a number of times. I would think over the next 3 or 4 weeks, I think.
However, with China openly in a standoff mode, it's uncertain how meaningful the discussions were. In fact, President Trump dodged a question about whether he had spoken directly with President Xi.
I don't want to say that. It's just not appropriate.
The general analysis is that it will not be easy for the negotiations between the two countries to conclude quickly. Because the very good deal President Trump mentioned involves China making significant concessions, which might not be favorable for President Xi.
The United States should listen to the international community and stop going down the wrong path of unilateralism and bullying.
Reflecting the parallel standoff between the two countries, China continued its criticism of the U.S. today. China, through its state-run media, warned that the U.S.'s expansion of the trade war would trigger a dollar crisis, causing the greatest harm to the U.S. Kim Han-chun here, reporting from Beijing for MBN.
Okay, let me keep going. Let's see. Okay, I kind of wanted the video just to play so I can get a feel for what was going on. So Trump is saying that China is ready to sit down and make a deal. May take 3 or 4 weeks to make the deal. China is saying that they're not willing to do that because President Trump has not directly, basically dodged a question about whether he's directly spoken to Xi Jinping. China is the biggest exporter in the world. We're the biggest importer. Two countries that have that much power, having a trade imbalance, don't know. I don't know where I honestly, I'm back and forth on this, man. I don't know where Trump is going with this. If you guys know anything about tariffs, and you probably do if you came to the channel, you know that tariffs can be an effective economic tool to bring people to the table. It's never effective long term, but it's definitely effective to bring people to the table for negotiations. They've raised their tariffs to 145%. I think Trump was talking about going up to 245%. But I think he also said he's trying not to go too high with it, just to bring him to the table to talk. But here's my thing. let's say he does bring him to the table and talk. And if China has always been going against international policy when it comes to trade and conducting business, then what makes you think anything you come to the table with will be any good? But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys something. The average person really doesn't care about this stuff and probably won't care about this stuff because as long as China doesn't play by the rules, there's a benefit to getting cheaper goods. So the average person's really not going to care as much as the business person who wants them to play by the rules so that they can make money off their citizens as well. That's what this is all about. It's all about our businesses being able to go into China and make money off the businesses in China. Prime example, Tesla went over to China. And China took Tesla's electric car concept and added it into their BYD or something like that. It's like BYP or BYD. But China's is more efficient, more effective, no doubt. But they learned from the technology that they got from our company in America, right? And America probably wants the ability to be able to do that with China. Like, for example, with TikTok. The algorithm on TikTok is impeccable. And I know a lot of people that have created businesses, Facebook, Instagram, and they're kind of part of the same Meta network right now. But Twitch, any of those places, like if you can make an algorithm that makes people consistently stay on it like TikTok does, then they want that technology. And I know that's part of what brings people to the negotiation table. But China... I could see the shady business practices with that. Even like now, like it's somewhat cutting out the middleman. China is cutting out the middleman and going straight to the people and saying, hey, we make the products that they make in Italy and all these places like that, but they charge you a crazy amount of money, $500,000 for this product, and it's not really worth what it's worth. This Chinese and American back and forth right now has exposed so much about the global market, and I think people need to be really informed on really what's going on, how it can affect everybody. I know China has moved away from buying beef from us, and they're buying it in Australia. That may change within time, you know, when Xi Jinping and Trump, they're going to sit down at the table. It's like a back and forth kid game right now, but I know they'll sit down at the table because if we're the biggest importers in the world, I know a lot of people are not going to want to lose that kind of business. If you have somebody coming to you buying from you all the time, you're going to want to accommodate the person. And I know that's what Trump is going off of when he's doing this tariff thing. He knows that countries are going to come sit down and try to negotiate for us to be still an importer of their products. However, though, I do think he's going about it the wrong way because it looks like bullying. But at the same time, if he keeps saying 150 countries came and sat down to the table, name them. What have they talked about? What are you guys gonna do? Because this is not looking good for everybody. But anyway, hey y'all, that's pretty much it. Comment down below what you think. I go live on Saturdays, so you can definitely come here and hey, if you guys got something you want me to react to in the comment section, like, hey, listen, instead of getting all mad about my opinions about political things, because people are so up in arms about politics and things like that. Man, I understand why. It affects a lot of lives, but come live, or better yet, comment down below something that you want me to react to that you think I should learn from. Like, some conservatives give me some things on here that I research and I'm like, that makes perfect sense. I mean, like one of the conservatives, it was a year ago when a couple years ago, because I haven't been on this page in a while, but they sent me a book called The Righteous Mind, and The Righteous Mind, that was a really good understanding of conservative values. Like, conservatives are very loyal. But definitely, who knows? We'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Peace.